everybody, and welcome back to a very unorganized Ghastly's Toy Crypt. There's been a lot of moving of the collection going on here. And also, I have a massive haul from Toylanta to show you. And that's exactly what you're here for. That's exactly what you're going to get. And we're just going to dive right in because there is a lot of stuff. So let's get to it. I think I'm going to start out with some of the vintage items that I picked up. Toylanta is very much known for not only the modern toys, but the vintage toys. And every year I always tell myself I want to pick something up that is vintage. And not often do I leave the show with something that is vintage or a retro toy or anything of the sort. But this year I picked up not one, not two, but 3 vintage items, and let's just dive in. You guys know that I am a fan of the 1986 straight to VHS movie, GoBot's Challenge of the Rock Lords, and I was able to pick up a couple of different Rock Lords this weekend. I got this guy right here. I had him whenever I was a child. His name is Sticks and Stones. He has, he's a little loose. He's a 40-year-old toy, or almost 40. But, he was $5. So shout out to my buddy Martin for selling me the Rock Lord Sticks and Stones here. And whenever I was walking around, I just so happened to see that a vendor had the leader of the bad guys in the Rock Lords. So I picked up a Magmar figure. And once again, I had this guy whenever I was a child growing up. And he's one of the few that always stuck with me. Also, in the cartoon, Telly Savalas did his voice. So anyway, it was a good price. And his joints are good. He's in really good condition. So for the price, I can't. He was $15. So I can't say no to a good deal on a solid Rock Lord. No pun intended. Or pun intended. It's up to you. I'll let you decide. But in addition to being a fan of the GoBots Rock Lords film, I'm just a fan of the GoBots. And my favorite GoBot is Psykill from the Renegades, and every time I try to find a figure, he's either missing pieces, or he's not in good condition, or he's just astronomically expensive. This one is one of those. He doesn't have all of his accessories, but the deal was just too good for me to pass up on. So once again, it is a 40-year-old figure, so it does have a little bit of paint rub, so I was able to find a Psykill. There you go. He's got a little bit of blue paint rub, or I'm sorry, the chrome paint rub showing the blue underneath. And listen, I'm fine with that. This tells me that this toy was well loved and was played with and very much enjoyed. So this toy has character. And I thought to myself, I could probably find some files online to 3D print for his accessories. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with repro pieces. I don't have to be an all vintage completist. I'm fine with that. But this guy was only $10, and he was in too good a shape for me to pass up on $10. So I got Psykill, and this is almost like a white whale, completely marked off the list here. Now let's dive into all of the modern stuff that I picked up. My buddy Douglas was at the show, and he actually had something for me that he picked up a couple of weeks prior, and he handed it off to me at Toylanta, and that is the Jada Toys Invisible Man. He found it at Ross for $9. So Douglas, thank you so much, my man, and I'm very sorry for all the money that you spent because of me at the Four Horsemen booth. But I know you're enjoying those figures. I know you're sitting back watching, laughing, and you are enjoying every single one of those figures. So, nah. But thank you so much for the Invisible Man. I can't wait to crack this guy open. One of the 2 booths that I was really looking forward to seeing at Toylanta, you saw him multiple times in the videos, was the Spiro table. They do the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures, and Jason and Nick and Derek and Adam all had tons of fantastic stock on the table, and I couldn't say no. So here we go. This is what I got. I got, let's see if I can open it up here. I got an armor accessory kit, so all of your figures you can customize to your liking, and the armor kit was very inexpensive, so I decided to grab this one. But since I grabbed the armor kit, I needed a figure to put it on, so I picked up the army builder known as Ash. So in the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, there's all the cats, and they're part of a clan called the House Feralist, and they are my favorite ones. There's jaguars, there's white tigers, there's lynxes. I think there's a panther. There's tons of them. So I think this. Actually, the next one I'm going to show you, I think between this one and the next one, I'm good on all of the cats that are available so far. Speaking of, I ended up also grabbing the Lexian figure, and you can see that he's just almost a similar color scheme to Ash here. Same buck, but his own standalone character. So, very happy that I was able to get Lexian. They ended up selling out of this guy and out of both of these guys at the show. So I'm very happy that I picked this one up. I also got another accessory kit for Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, and this is, what do they call it? I think they call it like the Radiation Weapons Accessory Set. So if you look at it, you can clearly tell that they all glow in the dark. So I'm gonna have a fun time posing some of the figures out with these swords and these daggers and clubs. So very, very much looking forward to some glow in the dark accessory action. Okay, everything else that you're gonna see is from the Four Horsemen Studios table. This was their second year at Toylanta, and I take advantage of them being in town because I can get items from their table at their price, which ends up being a good deal cheaper than buying them online from a retailer. So let's go ahead and just dive in to all of the Four Horsemen Studio stuff that I picked up. The first thing that I got was this magic accessory kit, and you'll see why I picked this up as I go along. I haven't purchased any of the upgrade or accessory kits for Mythic Legions yet. However, I'm a sucker for translucent plastic, and all of these magic effects just looked really cool. I'm a big fan of this one right here. It's like a nice little spiral wisp that goes into the shape of a snake, and it just looked really good, and I couldn't say no. So accessory kit number one right here. The next two things kind of go together. So the name of the studio is Four Horsemen Studios. So in the lore of Mythic Legions, they have created characters that represent each horseman. So there's a pestilence, there's famine, there's war, and there's death. And they just had the set for pestilence. And that horseman is this character right here named Oxus. You can kind of tell he's a little disease-ridden. Some people say he's very zombie-like. I'm not too sure if I would agree with the zombie-like, but you can just tell that he has some kind of plague action going on. And here on the back are some of the other characters. There's the War, that's Aether, or Aether, I believe you pronounce it Aether. Oxus in the middle, and then Famine, which is Alithia, and she is a vampire. So, and then in the background we have Death, and he has not joined the party, so he's still silhouetted. That's going to be Necronominus, and that wave is coming out later this year, and I'm very excited for that. But I digress. Oxus, he's a deluxe figure. He comes with so many fantastic accessories. I cannot wait to crack this guy open. But He even had more accessories for Oxus, and I went ahead and picked it up. This one comes with some additional staffs, some, I guess, potion bottles, or apothecary bottles, like a bag of something, some scrolls and bones, and a book of spells, it looks like. But the staffs look really great. Just look at that. It just looks so good. And again, I got it for their price. I was there. It was there. I purchased it. We're gonna shift gears real quick from Mythic Legions to Cosmic Legions. My buddy Matt, who is... he's not an enabler at all. Anyway, he actually had some pieces that he had extra of, so he knew that I was looking for them, so he's like, hey, I have some extras, I'll sell these guys to you. So it was a buddy helping out a buddy, like the collecting world should be. He's also my buddy that I got some of the other stuff from a few videos ago, some Transformers from a few videos ago. Anyway, I digress. My buddy Matt hooked me up with some figures. It's just, you know, collector friends helping out collector friends. I picked up some stuff from him a few weeks ago, so, you know, that's how the community should be. Friends helping out friends find the stuff that they want to collect. But Matt actually hooked me up with a Lexian prison guard from the Cosmic Legions line, and I was avoiding getting into this line, for, I don't know, just for whatever reason, but I ended up picking up a handful of figures, and they're, again, just like the Mythics, they look so good, and I really love the paint job on this guy. He kind of has like this cool iridescent green, blue, purple kind of paint job. So Matt hooked me up with a good deal. He had an extra one, so I couldn't say no. Another item that Matt hooked me up with that he knew I was looking for a while, and he had an extra one, plus some extra goodies that came with it. We're hopping back to Mythic Legions now. Is this Templar Knight Legion builder right here. I have been trying to get another one of these. These figures are just so cool. I love all the accessories they come with. They come with like a really cool banner that they can ride into battle with. They just look fantastic. And he had an extra third-party cloth goods robe, or cloak, I'm sorry, and cloth goods leather sheath with a sword. So he put those aside for me. So Matt, thank you so much for these two figures. I really appreciate it. You're the man. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Moving on, we have another figure that I already have one of, but I couldn't pass up because the figure was too good. This is the Legion builder of the Valiant Knight, and this figure just has such great articulation. You can get him into some really good poses. And he was there, I couldn't say no, and I didn't even think about it. I just grabbed it. I was like, yeah, I guess I'll get one of these. I saw it, I grabbed it, I paid for it, it's mine. One of the figures that I picked up this year at Toylanta was a reissue of, or a standard issue, I should say, of an exclusive figure from the Four Horsemen convention, Legion Con. And if you picked up the figure at Legion's Con, it came with an exclusive piece. And the piece is what really was selling it for me. But I still wanted the figure, even though I knew I wasn't going to get the piece. So I picked up the standard edition of the Vorgus Vermilius 2. And he's this really cool vampire knight. And he has this blood red armor. It's actually called the blood armor. And one of the pieces, or the exclusive piece, I should say, from the convention exclusive, was a vampire head that was translucent red, and it just looked fantastic in all of the photos. And I thought to myself, there's no way that I'm going to find this exclusive piece, because that was the selling point for the exclusive figure. But I was walking around and I found a vendor that just so happened to have the exclusive headpiece. And I got a really good deal on it. It was very inexpensive, or for what I thought it was going to be. But now I have technically all of the pieces for the convention exclusive figure, and I'm looking forward to cracking this guy open and displaying him with this really sweet translucent red vampire head. 3 more figures, and they're all really big boys, so let's dive in. The Oxus wave has just come out, and one of the figures that they put in that wave was a Djinn named, what's his name? Calazir, and he looks so good. You can definitely tell where they drew inspiration from that Near Eastern idea of Djinn, or Genie, if you're not familiar with the term Djinn. But he even comes with a lamp accessory, and all of these cloth goods look fantastic. Man, the 4 Horsemen are killing it, and this is even a newer scale, so it's a little bit bigger than the standard figures, or a little bit taller than the standard figures, and they just get packed out with fantastic accessories and the cloth goods. I can't stress enough how much cloth goods really sell me on a figure. But it looks so good, and I'm very happy that I was able to get Calazir. I am running out of room over here. Let's see. All right, the next one. I picked up this guy right here. He's the Ogre 2 Legion builder, and I picked him up mainly because he's a Cyclops. Some of the characters that I really like from Mythic Legions are a faction called the Mercurians, or an army called the Mercurians, and they are a weird combination of Greek hoplites and Roman centurions. But to go with them, they kind of have Greek-inspired mythological creatures. And I have a blue guy that's the same figure, but he's blue. And I figured, all right, well, I have the blue Cyclops. The green Cyclops has to come home with me. So even though he is technically a Legion builder, I will probably display this, and in my own headcanon, probably use him as its own separate character. But he looks look at that. Look at that. Oh, look right in that eye. Whoa! But yeah, fantastic. I love him. I can't talk more about, or I can't sing the praises of 4 Horsemen enough, because all of their stuff is just top tier quality. I love it. And the final figure I have, I also want to give a shout out to my buddy Jeffrey. He was with us. He and his son Grayson were with us for the final day of Toylanta, which you should have seen in the last video. But and you've seen Jeffrey and Grayson before. They've been in many of the videos. But Jeffrey offered to pick up a figure for me, because whenever we go out for our toy hunts or our hangouts, I usually am the one driving, and he's like, you always offer to drive, so so Jeffrey, thank you so much for picking this figure up for me. It meant a lot, and I love it. So Jeffrey picked up the Arakagor figure for me, which is this giant blue dragon, and man, he looks awesome. We saw him on display. He comes with this giant sword and this giant flame effect, and man, I can't even begin to tell you. Like, all of these figures are so good. I don't even know if I can pick a favorite, because they're all so fantastic. But this is just such a cool figure, and I can't wait to get this guy unboxed and take some photos with him, because man, even the paint job, look at the light blue on the chest and the stomach area, which kind of fades into the dark blue on the head, and so good. So good. Anyway, that is going to do it for the haul video. I had to do a whole separate video just for the haul of Toylanta. And listen, I think it was warranted. It took about, what, 15, 16 minutes just to run through all of that. So, but that is the end of the haul video. I have had a lot of new followers and subscribers since just the first Toylanta video. And you're here watching what is the fourth, which would be the conclusion of all of the Toylanta 2024 videos. So if you're new and you like what you saw, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And if you really liked it and you want to stick around, please please consider hitting that subscribe button. I just recently passed 1,000 subscribers, and I'm quickly approaching 1,100. So let's keep that ball rolling. I would love to get more subscribers on this channel just to celebrate all of the things that we love. That's nerdy and made of plastic. So go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you're so inclined, please watch a few more videos. I haven't been able to monetize the videos yet, and you know, while I don't necessarily do this for monetization, I am right there, and I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. So if you wouldn't mind giving me some watch hours, that would be fantastic. But don't feel obligated. I do this because I love it, and I love to hang out with my friends and chat with my friends about toys. And I also like to take you guys on the journey with me. So for everybody who has subscribed, thank you for coming along on the journey and having fun with us here. So that'll do it for this video. We'll catch you in the next one. We'll see you real soon. Stay spooky.